What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn laughs at Deontay Wilder's pay-per-view sales, and this is how he responded when he was asked these questions concerning Deontay Wilder, okay? When Wilder's comments about Joshua's performance were put to Hearn by IFL TV, the promoter was puzzled. He said, "What, after Joshua put on an absolute public exhibition and schooled the world heavyweight champion, we spent too much energy and time on Deontay Wilder, who in the grand scheme of things has just boxed against Luis Ortiz and in America at Las Vegas and sold 7,000 fucking tickets and done about 100,000 pay-per-view buys. No one gives a monkey shit about Wilder. Sorry, but it's true." Now, what Hearn's doing and how he's responding is rather late for me. He should have done this a long time ago. I would have done that last year, especially when you offered this man offer after offer after offer, and he turned them all down as though he was too good, as though he was too proud, as though he was this and that. And in the grand scheme of things, it was like a political bullshit power struggle between networks. And Deontay thought that he was Showtime. He thought that he was Showtime and he was too good to fight on any other network. Like a lot of those PBC, Showtime, Fox guys, you know, like Errol Spence, all those guys, they would rather take less money and fight on a particular network because they think they're some type of brand than to take the money, which they're paid to do anyway because they're prize fighters, and give the fights the fans want to see. So that was one of Deontay Wilder's problems. But with Eddie Hearn, he's just laying it out there with sales and comparability. He doesn't register. He doesn't compare. Okay? Wilder never compared. That's why the 50-50 split shit made no sense, and to this day doesn't make any sense. You know, I don't see how Wilder can accept or want 50-50 when Fox just gave him $3 million guarantee. He was willing to take $3 million from Fox gladly, right? But couldn't take 12.5 from Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't, none of this registers. So it has to be some type of loyalty thing, or like foolish loyalty, you know, because I don't think that Deontay Wilder really likes Eddie Hearn. And I could say that about Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn is a promoter, okay? And what he does, he's speaking business, and this is business. If Wilder really wanted to fight, he would have fought Joshua a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like that's just common sense. He would have fought the man. He would have taken the money. He would have gladly taken the money to knock out somebody that he was really sure that he could beat. You know, so I think it was a confidence thing there. But with the pay-per-view numbers with Deontay Wilder, that shows that he's not where he think he is. And the sad part about it is he thinks that he's somewhere that he's not. You know, the idea that, hey, if I fight Anthony Joshua, it will have to be 50-50. You know, and the reason why they're screaming 50-50 because they know what Anthony Joshua can create. His managers knows what Anthony Joshua's worth. And since they know that, they know the best way they could benefit out of the whole grand scheme of things is get 50% of something that's really not even theirs. That's basically how you look at it. If you got a guy like Deontay Wilder, don't sell tickets, don't sell pay-per-view sales, his fan base really robs him, then you have someone like Anthony Joshua, that everything is the opposite of what I just said. Okay, why are you giving this guy such an opportunity? You know, that's been the whole thing. And you know, a lot of times, like, people are like, well, why you bring up politics of pay? Because that's what Deontay Wilder's doing. I'm not really doing that. But since he took it there with money and, oh, I'm this and I'm that, he bases that off of his own popularity, and he's not popular because people might know to this day and all this shit, but people don't really support him. Because when push come to shove, they should have bought that pay-per-view and supported their American champ, like I did. And they didn't do that. Okay? So since they didn't do that, he shouldn't demand that type of money or a type of split, so to say, from someone like Anthony Joshua. And the only reason he's doing that is because Anthony Joshua has money. It's almost like you're trying to overcharge a person because you know that person's already rich. Oh, that motherfucker's rich. You know what? I was going to charge him. If he was a normal person, I would have charged him $100, but now I'm going to charge him $1,000. That type of shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's that type of mentality where when you see someone with money that is successful, unlike yourself, then what you try to do is you try to, how can that profit me? How can I profit off this person, off this rich person, or this person that has all these, this wealth? How do I profit off of his success? Oh, let me ask for 50%, you know? And then the 50%, he knows that's a big fight. They know it's a big fight. That's why they're not trying to budge. And they hope one day that Team Joshua will say, you know what, let's give him 50%. Then that would be worth them cashing out. That'll be worth them putting their PBC and Fox and Showtime along with DAZN and all that, which I don't see how that's going to work, because DAZN is here in America. You know, I can understand if DAZN wasn't a factor, because you have Sky Sports over in the UK, right? So people, you know, across the pond can watch it on Sky Sports, and people over here could watch it on PBC, Fox, Showtime. Well, that can't happen with DAZN, because DAZN is that imposing new force, that streaming service, that app that's coming over here, and it's a direct rival to Showtime, PBC, Fox pay-per-view, all around the globe. So it's difficult to make that type of fight. Now, knowing what we're hearing, that they're trying to exclusively sign Anthony Joshua like they're doing with Canelo Alvarez anyway, you know, to an exclusive DAZN contract, that's going to make that even more difficult. But it won't matter anyway, people, because Team Wilder will not budge off that 50%, because they know what Joshua's worth, not what Wilder's worth. What they're trying to do, what their objective is, Shelly Finkel, his objective is to try to make, and he has help with, you know, with networks and YouTube channels and stuff like that support Wilder, whatever, that make up lies and other things, or exaggerate, you know, things that he's done. So what they're trying to do is make Wilder's profile bigger, so then they have legitimacy to ask for 50%. You know, the 10 title defenses, the WBC is the highest, best belt. And it's like, okay, first of all, we can break down all that shit. I'm not even going to do it in this video because I don't have that type of time. But their objective is to make Wilder's profile bigger by the things that he's doing. Put him on pay-per-view, you know, and that didn't do well. So everything that they're attempting to do is falling. Hoping Ruiz would beat Joshua, then they could all of a sudden, I want to fight for undisputed. Now it's and it's like, and we already know Andy Ruiz. They thought that was going to happen. So their great brown hype, you know, or their great brown hope, so to say, which ended up to be hype because he didn't even come ready or in shape or prepared mentally or whatever. That fell through. So everything is falling through for Deontay Wilder, you know. So those are one of those things that, back to Hearn, that's why he's not budging, and he's starting to see the light. You know, the only thing I counterpunch about Eddie Hearn is, what fucking took you so long to make up your mind about not negotiating with a person that's not trying to negotiate? He's not trying to fairly negotiate on what his profit is worth and what his marketability is worth. He's not trying to do that. He's trying to make a quick fucking payday, win, lose, or draw. And so is his handlers, because his handlers are people that know the value of Joshua. Shelly Finkel knows what Joshua's worth. He saw what Joshua was capable of doing when he took down that last giant, and that was Klitschko. Tyson Fury didn't do that. Tyson Fury, as far as I'm concerned, he beat Vladimir Klitschko, but guess what? Tyson Fury didn't defend anything. Yeah, he's a man that beat the man one time. He didn't defend his belt. He's no better than Andy Ruiz to me. The difference was Andy Ruiz got beat by the person that beat him instead of Tyson Fury crashing, burning from other shit outside the ring. Either way, none of those guys defended their title, so it really doesn't mean anything. Okay? So I had to counterpunch that before we move forward. Now, with Eddie Hearn, he's starting to see what's going on. So when he plays hardball and he knows, and he's starting to, now he's seeing, okay, this is not what we're supposed to be doing, wasting all this energy on this person. Because in fact, at this point, my last counterpunch is the reason they offered him all this fucking money, him, John Skipper, and all this, Joshua trying to negotiate. Look, and all they've done is made Deontay Wilder a bigger salary where he was at. That's it. If it wasn't for the potential fight with Anthony Joshua, do you think they would be paying Deontay Wilder any much more money? No. Why? Because he's been fighting with these motherfuckers for the longest time. Do you remember Deontay Wilder used to be with Golden Boy? Then from Golden Boy he went to Al Heyman. You guys remember that? He wasn't getting shit. As of just last year, he got an increase. So he was fighting, what, 9 years? 10 years? Right? Next year, wouldn't that make him the 12th year he's been fighting? Or the 11th? If it was the 11th year, okay, it took him 9 years to get a salary increase. That's a long time, you know, but that tells you something. That tells you that they knew what he was worth. That's why they paid him what they felt he was worth. So if the people that you fight for don't pay you that amount of money, how can you expect Team Joshua to give you more money than your network does? And that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.